Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Enslaved Odyssey to the West. I never showed the main start menu, so I figured I'd show it off here. So we did the main story, now's the time for the extras, and I guess what I want to do with this awkward menu is see if we can just turn off everything so we can start Pigsy's Perfect 10 with nothing on, and then hopefully there's chapters in this prequel DLC, and at that point we could try Classic Monkey, Ninja Monkey, and Sexy Robot Trip. Of course, this DLC is going to be a prequel around Pigsy, which might be a little annoying, maybe not. I kind of liked him as a character, but he was introduced way too late in the game, and he kind of stole the show and made the last third of the game be this trio story where the first 2/3 of the game was barely even a duo story of a will they, won't they come to actually like each other, as far as Trip and Monkey. Let's begin. We don't need to deal with any settings or anything, it should be all the same. So it is pretty much its own thing, so it kind of feels like this should be a demo section or its own standalone game. Like, all the controls and options look to me to be the same controls and options, and I assume that they are, let's see, subtitles. I can't read that. I can't read if it says on or off at all. I guess subtitles were off and now, yeah, now they're on. It's tiny little text now by this resolution. Did I accept that? Nope, I didn't. Let's hit A. And display options, gamma, resolution. The resolution I don't believe is right. Man, this is really small. And yeah, you can see it's its own program even, because there we go, that should be 1920 by 1080. No. I may have to actually get closer to the screen. I think that says 1920 by 1080. Graphic settings, set that to high. VSync, turn that off. Motion blur, turn that off. Motion blur, turn that off. And see, I guess maybe it would have initiated those options once we start this game, but also the DLC outfits don't seem to have ever been triggered and used, so maybe they were for the main game but you had to play the story and could only do it in chapter select, or maybe they're just totally glitched. I don't know. We've had to do a lot of extra double setup. Now we're getting a loading that doesn't even have the spinning
just another day in paradise.
Mask.
How was I to know where this day was heading?
It's like a whole different intro.
Started happily enough. During with that dumb little box about the weather, the trade, the mechs I'd tear to pieces if they flew in just one more time. See, I'm a man of action. A warrior.
Even seems like a slightly different animation style.
But here's the thing. Just between ourselves, I was bored. Bored. Just felt like, I don't know, something was missing.
So he had a lens on his glasses in the main game that was always up. So this I think it's going to be a little bit more of a collectathon. The main game was a collectathon.
Check this out.
But... oh, so now we get to see what the lens was for.
Wow. Hey, I can see you in this.
And see, this seems just like a better implementation of doing the scouting that was in the main game without having to have a companion character that would do it in specific spots. Shows your current goal and some useful information.
All right. I'll be there in a second.
I can see there's already a slight issue with him because he is slow. Like, even when he reels up and has a faster, like, run to him, he's still a little too slow compared to Monkey, which makes this, if this was supposed to be like a demo side section originally, clearly this came out first. I mean, this came out after the main game, but then that slowness does not depict what the main game is, and slowness in general is just not popular.
Okay, I'm all set.
So now we can shoot targets. And see, these are ladies, so don't hit those targets.
Did you see that?
Let's see.
I'm on a roll. I'm just so good.
Oops.
Nailed ya.
Let's see. Then we can do burst fire and press this to enter sniper mode, which is too slow.
Lola, we're on fire. Bullseye.
And I guess this probably will be our main fighting mechanic.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Is standing and getting the points and shooting.
I'm your man. Consistent. That's me. It was the same thing day after day after day after.
He's marking the score. What chalk?
Well, that's when I saw him.
Agrees.
A stranger in my yard. Hey, mister! Hello there! What kind of sap rushes to greet a piece of scrap metal? Not my finest hour. But out of darkness, there came light. The spark of a great idea. I don't have many of those babies.
That's pretty funny.
Out of all this junk, why not make my very own buddy? A companion.
See, this is just animated right now. That's just like
the
a
answer. The mission I've been dreaming
2D
of.
animated background with
Pigsy
3D characters in the
himself
foreground.
A friend.
Which is funny because the work to do this animation could have been in the main game because there were several cutscenes that didn't get
Just
finished
start hammering. No.
before.
It's all about the planning.
So if this is one of those examples where it feels like DLC did probably take away from the main game.
Brush quality.
Not that I'd want the main game to include
Most
all
of the
of
components
this,
I already had.
too, because the
But there
main
were
game was
three
sort of
key
long
parts I
for what it
missing.
was.
Because without a cranial modem, duokinetic springs, and a 44 power rack, I could kiss my friend goodbye. I'd have to head out into
to
that
find
wild,
3
wild
collectibles.
world. Risk my life to create a
Well,
new
isn't the
Whatever it
Truffle
takes.
already as
That's
his
my
friend?
motto.
I guess he wants a more.
So, first up, a cranial modem. And I'd seen a beauty right at the top of Dead Man's Peak. That'd be a cinch.
And see, he looked better in the mirror than he actually looks.
Waiting for. Let's go, Truffles. Open the gates.
Yeah, I don't know how much game there actually is going to be in this.
Whoa! That pinches.
So grapple at specific spots.
This never gets old.
Which means we won't be doing anything. And I don't know if we're going to be upgrading or anything.
It'll be tough to get around this place without buying a trusty hookshot grapple.
I kind of wonder if maybe the original intention was just to play the main game as this character. I did think that might be an interesting like idea of the easy mode being you play as Monkey, and then the hard mode is you play as Pigsy, and then the pacifist super difficult mode you play as Trip, because Trip really couldn't do anything.
Say, did I ever tell you how I got this gadget?
He's just talking to the Truffles. I picked up one collectible item. Let's skip to the menu and pause for a second and just see. Now it seems like the graphics are corrected, so I can actually read the resolution when I highlight it, but you still can't see it. Man, this system is bad.
An epic story of bravery. Too complex for your little processor to understand.
So I'm gonna have to go back later on and see if maybe those skins were working in the chapter select. Maybe we were looking at sexy robot Trip's outfit and it barely changed anything. Because I kind of don't think Trip or Monkey are going to show up in either one of these in any part of this. I think this is going to be a short 3-hour expansion at most.
The start of a journey. A brand new dawn.
So unless it's the idea that you can play this part of the game with nothing turned as Trip or as Monkey. Dead Man's Peak in the lower left-hand corner.
Backed enough cheesecake.
So I did look at the achievements for this, and there's like food collectibles and pinup girl collectibles. And he just crawls over it. Yeah, and see right there, that sure seems like Monkey should be able to, would have been able to climb that.
This used to be the biggest mech around. Now it's just a mountain of scrap iron.
It's kind of questionable what would have stopped the mechs from...
Hey, a ration pack. That's good eating.
From, like, being in production and still working. It's also a little questionable whether Pyramid was running any of the mechs or if the mechs were just automated in the main game. That didn't really get explained too much or too well.
That's a snug fit.
And I can crawl on the ground with the left stick. This will be a nice experiment to see if Team Ninja can really make enough good gameplay around these game mechanics, and I would say they probably can't because they didn't really in the main game.
I swear there's more and more of these metal freaks dropping in every day.
Alright.
no matter how many lousy mechs I blast. They just keep building more.
And we never really saw a place where that was taking place, other than the Leviathan factory. So it seems that you need to be crammed behind here, crouching behind this, and then you need to do this. And there's no headband to explain like a reason for having a HUD. And since this is a 7-year-old game,
down he goes.
They kind of still needed a reason to explain that. Nowadays, you could practically start any game, give a player a HUD, heads-up display, and nobody's gonna question it at all.
Clank has got no business in Pixieland.
Like, there's no reason to have to explain it. People know it's a video game, and video games have certain concessions and conceits that they do. And we're not collecting any tech upgrades, so I bet there aren't any of that. Which is fine for the DLC. It would kind of be silly to upgrade it was rather disappointing when I realized that there wasn't really enough tech upgrades in the main game to get everything, not without replaying the game. And even if you replay the game and do 100%, I guess it still feels like there isn't enough, so I don't know if you can unlock everything in one playthrough.
I gotta take this guy out fast. Whoa, no, this is not good. Let's get out of here.
So the burst fire is going to be a major gameplay element in this. I wonder if this is going to have QuickTime events or not. Interesting banjo music. Banjo music from a Japanese company. And we're loading, but all I see is a black screen. A way too long black screen. Did the game crash? I'll hit a button. Well, I can pause. I think I have to reset from the last checkpoint. I think I may have died. And the game just, instead of doing things, killed me.
This is a moment to savor, Truffles. The start of a journey. A brand new dawn.
Truffles likes the flowers. And of course, pigs sniff out truffles.
Come on, little fella. We gotta climb the old Titan.
And seriously, I've got to do all of this again. Like, right at the end. And let's see if we can hurry along. There might be an achievement for speeding through all of this.
Just a mountain of scrap iron.
And maybe we collected all the food already. So the game does seem to autosave collectibles, but not progress. That's something that they've slightly improved upon over the last 7 years too is having auto saves.
More of these metal freaks dropping in every day. Seems no matter how many lousy mechs I blast, they just keep building more.
And if I wasn't taking it slow, I can do this a lot faster.
What, do you guys come in 6 packs?
My gun is super weak right now.
Down he goes.
You have your classic Unreal bloodiness coming around the edges when you take damage, and then
Clank has got no business in Pixieland.
And then the health just auto refills. And that really has been what people have decided that they like about games is, in most of their games, they don't want the old style Wolfenstein Doom in which you actually have a certain amount of health and have to pick up food and health to heal. They want instead just automatically refill it after you get out of conflict and let the story move forward. We've become much more interested in having story in games since we've been capable of adding story to games versus really old arcade games that are nothing but action, like unexplained action and
Whoa, no, this is not good. Let's get out of here.
Oh, I see what I was supposed to do now.
This place is coming apart.
So this was supposed to be a race, and instead of it being a race, I thought it was a cutscene, and I died because of that. So I've got to keep my eyes open for the prompt. I want to see if the right bump has a yell ability.
What did I tell
Yeah, it'd be
you?
funny if it was an oink
Right where I
ability.
said it would be. Now that's one high-grade cranial modem. Nothing but the best for my new buddy.
A question as to why you couldn't
Next
just
part's
send
right
truffles
inside that
to
ugly
go
wasted
get it.
Titan. So let's stroll down there and pick it up.
And I kind of feel like this is probably a tutorial section.
Keep rolling on. Ain't no point in worrying. Wow, a salvage ship. What do those creeps want?
Let's see. No, instead of the right bump being a shout button, it's now a trouble button, which actually doesn't help him. We haven't had to actually use. And I'm trying to jump down, and the game is still not quite smooth when that is necessary.
Stale tacos with extra fungus.
And this is odd because there's a barrier here, but that looks like that's the floor. But I guess it isn't. I guess there's a lower floor. That was an awkward depiction.
A pin-up? Now what are you doing here, sweetheart?
So that was the first pin-up. The question, I suppose, is do we have any kind of menu system? No? So collecting the pinups don't even mean anything. Maybe next time I get to one, I'll look at it first. Press Y to use Pigsy's prod that stuns one enemy for a short time. And aim for the head and kill for a quick kill. Yeah, and I was trying for headshots before this point, and it wasn't really working. So you have a stun gun just like Trip had a stun gun. But if you were gonna have Trip go on an adventure before by herself, it almost has to be a prequel section, or I guess it could be set later. But it would have to be stealth based, like with just the ability to stun enemies and mechs when they get close to you. But most of the game would have to be a stealth based game, which isn't really Team Ninja's forte. Honestly, they're all about action.
Mushroom.
You see that in Heavenly Sword. You see that in this game. You see it in DMC for sure. There's a lot of using the grappling hook to get to a point and then lowering down. I would have preferred to see more swinging action, but I suspect it's because they don't actually have the capability.
Looks like a gun.
Let's see. Press in a direction and A to evade or cover. And it seems like the turret guns now work in like a completely different fashion. And I don't think there's any collectibles or anything. So before, the turret guns simply would activate as soon as you were in the scene, and yet now they seem to be fine with a sweeping motion. So am I supposed to go up to this thing and prod it, and shoot it, or am I supposed to just avoid it? Like,
Whew. I nearly saw it myself.
I don't think we ever got a tutorial telling us we could actually hit A to jump gaps.
More of them. I need to get past somehow. Maybe I can take them out from up high.
So the game is more of a stealth-based game.
You can't see me.
So reach vantage points and then
Dumb mix. Check me out. I'm a sneaky pig, yeah.
like, can I not hit it from there? Like, I'm hitting the button. And who's to say I won't die immediately? I'm gonna try to jump over when this guy turns around. I guess I can't.
You can't hide from Pigsy now.
I am dying. And there's people shooting me, I think, from above.
Take that, metalhead.
And now I think I can probably just sniper these guys. These ones on the, like these, I don't think have gun abilities. So Seems like you can easily take them out with enough shots. But your swing is a little slow.
Oh yeah, Lola, baby.
Maybe
Those
because I
mechs
turned
didn't
down
stand a chance.
the difficulty. I mean the sensitivity. And how does one get down from here? Apparently over here. And here's some food.
Another one for the collection.
And that may get annoying quickly. There's no scanning of robots, which that idea was kind of silly in the first place. I guess I can jump over here. Like, it didn't get used. Several ideas in the main game were thrown out there as just copycats of other ideas that were being done in other games during the time, but had no real implementation or any real reason to exist. Let's see. Apparently I can get up there for another piece of food.
Sawdust, but at least it's nutritious.
And then I can jump down. And see, I just am not certain. Like, if there's no chapter sections, then we won't be able to mess with the costumes. I'm still very confused as to where those costumes came in. It might certainly explain why Tripp's pants were always ripped after a certain point, or I kept taking notice of that. So maybe I had that on and didn't realize I had it on during the main game. So we'll have to experiment later on with that. Or maybe we will just be... Maybe you just have to go back to the main menu to turn on DLC to use in this section. I don't know. Until we see a chapter point and a good point to exit, I don't want to leave, since we've seen that the autosave system isn't that great. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.